super high volume and 30 grams of protein per muffin. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this one is going to be an absolute whopper. You read correctly, it's going to be a bodybuilding Oreo cream stuffed muffin or cupcake if you're from the States. Again, high in protein, low in calorie, high volume, and perfect for when that little sweet tooth kicks, okay? So if you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, we are in Tesco's, the motherland numero 2. So let's go through all the ingredients you're going to need. So the first thing, a staple, is going to be coconut flour, any sweetener of choice, so stevia, sucralose, you know the deal. Of course, we need our trusty eggs, or in this case, egg whites. Make sure they come out nice and fluffy, some baking powder. Now, this is going to be the absolute game changer. Some butternut squash, so fresh or frozen. And I know someone's probably asking, Scott, I don't have butternut squash. Do not fear. Okay, you can use pumpkin. I've blended up like chickpeas before, or even like sweet potatoes. So hopefully you can find one of those alternatives. Next, some unsweetened applesauce, some low-calorie hot chocolate, so this is like 30% less sugar, lower in calorie, and Tesco even do their own brand. There you go, like a low-fat hot chocolate, but we're gonna go for this one. And unfortunately, that's pretty much it from Tesco's, the motherland numero 2. But as always, there are some game-changer ingredients we are missing out on that you can't get here that are gonna step this up a notch, so you know the deal. That's right, so there are 3 extra ingredients. Of course, you're gonna need a whey protein because these are protein muffins. Then you're gonna need some skinny syrup, the billionaire shortbread, or some sort of cookie dough one. Again, the link will be down below for these. And speaking of links, down below, if you haven't already picked up the recipe book, then a warning is that today is actually the final day you will be able to get the discount. So if you want a ton more recipes at the cheapest price ever, don't forget to check that out. But anyway, some sort of calorie-free syrup, so the Skinny Food Company or like Walden Farms. And then finally the flavor drops, so we have the cookie dough ones. They are gonna add a nice little zing to the recipe, which is actually fairly easy to make, but I think it's only fair that we bring him back for this video. Mr. One Take Kid and the sexy B-roll. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, family, how are we doing? One Take Kid back in action. So you want to preheat your oven. Also, list of ingredients will be listed down below. I've messed up already. And disclaimer, this sort of recipe, the quantities ideally would make 8 muffins, but we only had a tray with 6, so mine are extra jumbo, so ideally sort of like spread it out over 8, but nonetheless, here we go. So you get your butternut squash, you put that in the microwave in a bowl, okay, just to steam and soften up. Then you get your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients and you mix those. The reason is just because you want to mix the dry ingredients first so it doesn't like clump when you add it to the wet ingredients, okay? Then when the butternut squash is fully cooked and softened, be sure to use protection. And also I don't know what I was gonna say there, but anyway, let's move on. Okay, so you're gonna mash up all of the butternut squash into the wet mixture that you have, and then add in the dry mixture and mix that up too. Now it's gonna come out in an absolute gloop. You'll see it here. Mix it up, time lapse of peace, and then there we go. So it comes out as a nice gloop. Okay, then you're gonna get your bacon dish and your muffin tray or whatever. Ideally, again, 8 muffins, but you can go for 6 jumbo ones like this and just separate it out nicely. Okay, be careful you don't get any on the edge because they will burn otherwise. Okay, so that is the final product, and then you're gonna pop that in the oven. Oh, what was that? I messed up again. They take about 20-25 minutes, medium heat in the middle, and they flop. Oh dear God, this is dreadful. They fluff up nicely. Look at those bad boys. Leave them to cool, and then the pièce de résistance happens afterwards. Goodbye. Sing it with me, people. Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Do you know the Muffin Man? He will bring gains your way. Oh my God, here we go. The jumbo muffins of peace. If you had smell-o-vision, oh my God. And in terms of macros, you are talking per muffin, 15 carb, 2 fat only, and 20 grams of protein. So just 158 calories for a huge jumbo muffin of peace high in protein. And I already know some hater out there is like, Scott, these are supposed to be Oreo muffins. Where the hell is the Oreo in your ingredients? Well, we are pumping these bad boys with some Oreo cream. Okay, that's right, the recipe isn't over. That's right, family, you didn't really think I would leave it there, so please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because you are getting 2 recipes in one video essentially, banging out 2 birds with 1 stone. But the next ingredient for this filling you're gonna need is, of course, some Oreos, some Oreo thins in particular. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can use real Oreos, but you'll see here the serving size is 4 thins, so you essentially get more sort of bulk and volume from the thins compared to the actual real things. Next, you're gonna need some fat-free quark, and this one is like the one with the chocolate pieces in, an absolute game changer. You can see the macros per 100 grams, 63 calories, only 3 carb and 11 grams of protein. So that is key, and you can go for the vanilla if you want, or just any sort of yogurt, but quark is thicker. Following on, of course, we're gonna need some fat-free cottage cheese. This is the only reason I came to Tesco's. Once again, you're gonna need some sort of sweetener, but you know I stick with the sucralose. And then finally, you're gonna need the Skittles celebration cake. Not serious, guys, but here's a pro tip for you, okay? If you want a trip to Diabetes City, this will definitely do that, okay? But anyway, that is unfortunately, once again, the end of the journey to the motherland numero 2 for the spread or filling. But of course, there are still a few more other ingredients you're gonna need to step this up a notch. That's right, you probably guessed it, but the other ingredients you're going to need are, of course, a little smidgen of whey protein, your flavor drops, and then some calorie-free syrup, okay? So we have all of the ingredients here, the Oreos, the yogurt, cottage cheese. In the tub, by the way, is sucralose, so your sweetener, then you have your flavor drops and the skinny syrup. So yes, these are all the ingredients you're going to need. So without further ado, let's fill up the filling. Oh no, let's make up the filling to pump up the muffin. So here we go, without further ado, cue the sexy B-roll. I'm Mr. One Take Kid in 3, 2, 1. And we are back, not for very long, because this recipe, literally a monkey could make it, okay? If you can't do this, I question your ability as a human, but what you do is add everything into a bowl and mix it, okay? So obviously you're gonna break up the Oreos to put in the bowl. You don't just want a huge Oreo shoved in the mix. And then you're gonna put that in the fridge, okay? Maybe you wouldn't have thought of that, just to settle a little bit before pumping it into the muffins, okay? And that's a wrap. Pretty simple. Bye. And there we go, people. Look at the sheer size of these. They are dense and they are high in protein. Il prodotto finale, aka the final product. Please give this recipe a go and try it out. Tag me in Instagram stories. But yes, in terms of the macros, for the cream ones, you're still only talking 4 grams of fat, 23 carb, and 31 grams of protein. So 252 calories for each muffin, okay? And they are huge. They are sweet and they are moist. I know you hate that word. And of course, as with every recipe, they are super adaptable. Yes, people, we are back, and let's just address the fact that yes, I know that I breathe very deeply in between my sentences, like I don't know why, but I just do it. And secondly, yes, I know I look like shit, but I am working hard to try bang out these videos, so please like the video, subscribe to the channel now. Here's the first idea for adapting the recipe. So if you're bulking, you can like add in oats instead of like the coconut flour to add some more calories. You can go ahead and use a whole egg instead of the egg whites. Into the bun mix, you could add chocolate chips, so white chocolate or just normal chocolate to make them extra chocolatey. Same for the likes of some sprinkly dinkly doos if you want to make like birthday cake ones, or even like marshmallows for like s'mores. Any spread or like peanut butter would go in well. It would just make the mix thicker. If you want some more sweetness and you're seriously struggling, instead of the sugar-free syrup, you can go for honey. Instead of the quark, you could go on a full trip to Diabetes City and just use the real Oreo vanilla flavored yogurt. If you want a deeper chocolate, then go for cocoa powder instead of the low-calorie hot chocolate. Like I said, if you don't have butternut squash, feel free to use a sweet potato, also more carbs. If you wanted to, I'm sure you could blend in a banana as well. And on the topic of fruit, if you care about your health, you could turn them into like sort of blueberry, strawberry, or raspberry muffins. And of course, instead of using Oreos for the mix, you can use any biscuits. So I can confirm, chocolate bourbons go super well. Same with digestives. Party rings if you like super sweet stuff. A Kinder Bueno would actually go in really well. I haven't tried that yet, but I think I might have to. Or one of my personal favorites, the Jaffa cake, okay? And turn it into like a Terry's chocolate orange cream, okay? But overall, just use your noggin and again, the imagination. And you can easily adapt this recipe to you. And unfortunately, that is the end of this video and this recipe. But I want you to try it out and let me know how you like it. It is an absolute whopper of a recipe. And don't forget to sign up for the recipe book. That will be closing in the next 24 hours. So yes, if you have one more chance, sign up. But yes, nonetheless, if you don't want to buy that, just try out the recipes and let me know what you think. And stay tuned for the next video and the next recipe. So I hope you'll have a good day and see you on the next video. Boop!